FYZ4K here, welcome back to another one. This is part 2 of the sequel. Part 1 is where we were actually talking about proper camera settings to take video. In this segment, we're going to be teaching you proper camera settings to take pictures of an interior and exterior of a home, or in this case, an apartment / condo for a real estate agent. So follow me and let's get things started. Okay, so here we are shooting the exterior shots of the building. As you notice, again, it's super exposed. My ISO is at 100, f-stop is at 4.0, shutter is at 1/125, but exposure is showing 2.0. This is not going to work. So if you feel like you are as low as you can go on your ISO, the next step will be to change your f-stop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change that. So we're at 5, we're at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 is pretty good right over here. F13, my exposure is sitting at about 0.3 now, and this is an ideal exposure and ideal setting to take the exterior shot. So I'm going to go ahead and take this shot, and remember to keep your flash off. There is absolutely no need to keep your flash on for this shot. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to switch over to manual mode. You'll see an M on your dial, that's manual. And what you want to do is you want to first adjust your ISO. And I would suggest somewhere between 500 to 800 ISO. So that's 800 there. This is about 500 over here. It's always a good practice to shoot slightly under, because what ends up happening is if you shoot anything over 1000 ISO, you will start to notice noise in your picture when you bring it in. Second setting I would highly recommend is to make sure that you are shooting on RAW. RAW will allow you to edit the picture even more deeply without losing the quality of your image. Next thing I have is my Godox Flash. This is my Godox V1 Flash. What we're gonna do is, for this tutorial, I'm gonna show you two settings. I'm gonna show you a picture without the flash, and then I'm gonna show you a picture with the flash with the same exact settings. Generally, this is the setup I shoot homes in. I shoot anywhere between ISO 500 to ISO 1000. And it all depends on how much sunlight is coming into the house, how many windows there are in the room, and how much lighting is available, artificial lighting fixtures in your room. Now, once we've got that sorted out, I am shooting at 12mm on my lens. I have a 12x24. I'm gonna take some pictures and I'm gonna show you what the flash versus no flash can do. All right, and that is it. Again, if you have not seen the first video, the rules apply to the same with photography, and that is to remember to keep an eye on your exposure settings. Your exposure is an automatic reading that will change depending on your f-stop, your ISO levels, and your shutter speed levels. So you can adjust one of the three to get a happy medium of 0.0 in your exposure to 0.3 in your exposure. Now, the second tip is just to remember to use the flash inside, but when you're shooting outside, you do not need a flash, and at times your pictures will get overexposed because of that as well. So these are settings depending on the light situations inside the home, from the artificial lighting that you have in the light fixtures to the sunlight that is coming through the windows. It all depends. Again, I would not go anything higher than, let's say, an ISO of 1000. I try to keep it between, let's say, 150 to about 1000 maximum if we're shooting in, let's say, in the basement where there's absolutely no light coming in from outside. Remember to always shoot in RAW as well, so that it is easier to edit later on. If you do have to increase the exposure or decrease that, you're not going to be losing out on quality. Also, the last step is that I like to shoot a little darker, and then if I have to make it a little brighter in post, it's easier. Whereas if you are shooting overexposed and then you try to bring it down, it is a lot more difficult to darken up a picture and have it still look natural. So I hope these tips have helped, and if they have, I would highly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed and you're watching these videos, then what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button. You'll be up to date with all the videos that I do create. And until next time, you guys take care of yourselves. We'll catch you guys on the next one.